The US is one of the only developed countries that has no standard for mold in coffee. China has standards for mold in coffee. Europe has standards for mold in coffee. And I interviewed a former president of the Specialty Coffee Association, where he's like, Dave, I was in Japan when the trade minister of Japan rejected 1,000 shipping containers of coffee because it was too high in mold toxins. And I said, what did they do with the coffee? And he said, we sent it to America because it's legal to sell it there. But why should you care? Because when you drink coffee that has mold you won't taste in it, you actually get, about an hour or two later, if you're sensitive especially, you can get cranky, you can get hangry, you can get blood sugar cravings, you get a crash, like I need more coffee. So I gave up coffee for 5 years, this great love of my life, because it made me feel crappy half the time. And when I realized what was going on, different coffees do different things based on how they're processed. One of the reasons I was obese and I had all this brain fog as a young man was that I was exposed to these toxins. When I did a test with Dr. Daniel Amen where we injected radioactive sugar and looked at where it went in my brain, the finding was, Dave, you have chemically induced brain damage from mold toxins. And I was able to reverse that by removing them from my food, removing them from my environment. And you know what? I have more energy now than I ever have before because I was able to take these things out. We have this mindset that says, as Western medical doctors or as academic scientists, we have to understand every little thing in order to do something. And it's always hubris, because it turns out everything we think we understand, we probably don't really understand all the details, but as long as we feel like we do, then we can take action, so we're paralyzed. But as a computer hacker, like if I want to gain entry to a system or break it, I don't need to know everything about how it works. I need to know how it responds to certain inputs, and I can manipulate it. Well, that's what we do to our biology, and that's why I wrote the definition of biohacking that just became a word in the English definition last year. Merriam-Webster's added it to the dictionary. And biohacking is the art and science of changing the environment around you and inside of you by just changing things. So you have your own biology under your own control. I didn't want to be fat, I didn't want to be tired, I didn't want to be hangry and cranky and hypoglycemic and all the bad things that I didn't choose but were happening to me. They don't happen anymore. And it's because I set up the world around me and I got rid of the bad thinking and the emotional stuff, and it went to a very deep level, both emotionally, spiritually, but physically.
We're responsible for our own healing journey, is essentially what that means. And a byproduct of getting into traditional medicine, alternative medicine, is that you start realizing how much power has been taken away from you by the current system of medicine that we all find ourselves in. It's our job. It's our job to know ourselves. It's our job to be able to feel ourselves. It's our job to be on a constant journey of experimentation, learning what we need and what we don't need. And I think that's at the core of what we're suffering from in our society right now, is this disempowerment. We've given our power away to people who don't even know us. I mean, there's all kinds of plants out there that have incredible healing value, and for some reason, somewhere along the line, we wrote them off.